I spent $300 in 30 days so you don't have to. You know those videos? Make $1,000 a day with ChatGPT, with someone grinning in front of a laptop at a coffee shop, waving their phone around with a Stripe notification that might as well be from another universe. I wanted to see what actually happens when a regular person, not a YouTuber hawking a course, not someone who's been at this for years, tries these things for a month. So I jumped in. I tracked every hour, every dollar I spent, every time I felt frustrated, and every small win along the way.
Here's the part no one likes to say out loud.
Out of those 10 AI side hustles, 8 of them were completely worthless. Not just, meh, didn't make much, but straight up not worth the time I wasted setting them up. But the other 2? Yeah, they actually paid off. And honestly, the difference between those 2 and the rest isn't what you'd think. It's not about grinding harder. It's not about having some super rare skill. It's simpler and really more annoying because no one ever brings it up. I'm Jordan. Here's what 30 days, 10 wild AI experiments, and the only 2 that actually put cash in my pocket looked like. Chapter 1. The $80 Mistake. I'll just start with the side hustle that made me feel absolutely ridiculous. Now, let's be real. It's honest and it's pretty hilarious looking back on it.
AI-generated coloring books on Amazon KDP.
If you've watched even a handful of side hustle videos recently, you've heard this pitch. Fire up Midjourney, crank out coloring book pages, upload them to Kindle Direct Publishing, and suddenly you're rolling in passive income from parents desperate to keep their kids entertained with your $7.99 dinosaur coloring book. It actually sounds doable. Coloring books don't need stories. Kids couldn't care less if the art's a little off. Parents will buy anything that occupies their kid for 20 minutes. So I went for it. Spent 4 hours making pages. Turns out, Midjourney's pretty bad at coloring book-style line art unless you're really precise with the prompts. Even then, you get these odd images. Extra lines popping up everywhere, hands that look like someone's only heard about hands in passing. I managed to salvage 40 decent pages, cleaned them up, put them into a PDF, designed a cover, wrote a description, used AI for the keywords, did every single thing you're supposed to do. Uploaded it, set the price at $6.99, hit publish. Then I waited. First day, 0 sales. Second day, 0 sales. Third day, 0 sales. Fourth day, checked my search ranking. My book was on, wait for it, page 14 for its main keyword. Page 14. Here's what nobody mentions about KDP. The market is totally saturated. As of 2024, Amazon has more than 30 million Kindle titles, and the coloring book category got swamped by AI-generated stuff. There's a publisher rocket analysis that showed the average new KDP book sells less than 5 copies for its entire existence.
Not 5 a day. 5 in its whole lifetime.
I made zip. But at least I learned something. When a side hustle is so simple that anyone can do it, it stops being a side hustle and turns into a lottery. Chapter 2. The YouTube Script Factory. After the coloring book mess, I wanted something that felt like actual work. No more lottery tickets. And forget passive income. That's just a nicer way to sell you active work, just wrapped in buzzwords. So I went with the logical next step, using AI to write YouTube scripts for other people. The concept seemed obvious. There are thousands of smaller YouTube channels out there, and they need scripts, but they can't pay professional rates. Still, they'll shell out $50 to $200 for a 10-minute script. You just have ChatGPT or Claude handle most of the heavy lifting, and then you polish it up yourself. I found a job board, Reddit/Hire a Writer, on Reddit and a few Discord servers, Answered 5 posts from channels looking for someone to write scripts in topics I actually know: tech, personal finance, and video games. For my first sample, I used Claude. Gave it a thorough outline, notes on the channel's style, specific hooks I wanted in there. The result? Technically fine. The structure was there, nothing was grammatically off. But it had no energy. This is the dirty secret with AI scripts. At the sentence level, they're fine. The issue is the personality. Everything is paced the same, the jokes are canned, and the emotional moments show up exactly on schedule, which means none of it lands. I spent another 2 hours reworking this script so it actually sounded like a real person. By the end, I realized I could have just written it from scratch and saved myself the effort. Out of 5 pitches, I got 1 reply. The client wanted a 2,000-word script for $40. That's $40 for maybe 4 or 5 hours work, including edits. Not even minimum wage. I did it anyway, just to see it through. The client liked it. I can't say I did. But here's what surprised me. As I was working on this, I started noticing something. The people actually making money weren't selling scripts to YouTubers, they were selling AI prompt templates to wannabe scriptwriters. Turns out, the real side hustle isn't doing the work, it's teaching people how to do the work. And I saw that exact pattern over and over all month long. Chapter 3, the one that everyone suggests. All right, let's get into it. AI freelancing on Upwork and Fiverr, the supposed gold rush. I've doubted these freelance platforms for a long time. The race to the bottom is brutal. Folks from countries where the cost of living is lower can charge peanuts, like $5 for work that really needs to pay you $50 just to make any sense. And the fees stink. Upwork takes 10%, Fiverr grabs 20%. Then everywhere online, I started seeing people saying AI changed the game. People are apparently making bank with services like AI video editing, AI voiceover, AI business plans, and charging legit rates because clients don't know how to use the tools. I figured, all right, let's see what this is actually like. I picked one service to test: AI-assisted resume and cover letter writing. Here's why. A 2024 Resume Builder survey found that almost half, 46% of job seekers are using AI to write resumes and cover letters now. That's a ton of demand. But most of them just copy-paste straight from ChatGPT. No customization, zero personal touch. There's an opening for someone who actually knows what they're doing. So I made a Fiverr gig, professional resume rewrite, AI-assisted, plus human review. The price? $65. I kept the description honest. No, I will make you unstoppable hype. Just, I use AI to handle the structure. Then I rewrite it all to sound like you. I actually know what helps people get past applicant tracking systems. Then I waited. First day, 1 view. Next day, 3 views. Day 3, someone messaged asking if I could finish the resume by tomorrow. I said sure. 2 hours later, I was done, got paid $65. Fiverr yanked $13 off the top, so I pocketed $52. Not exactly thrilling, but hey, it wasn't nothing. 2 weeks went by and I landed 4 more orders. After all the fees, I'd made $260. That works out to about $26 for each hour I actually spent working. Here's my verdict. The money is real, but good luck thinking it's passive. Every order needed real work. AI got maybe 40% of the way there. The rest was me, checking for logic, fixing clunky sentences, and catching all those weird things AI spits out, like made-up job titles or formatting that completely breaks when you upload it. Honestly, most sellers on these platforms are pretty awful. They deliver slappy work, miss deadlines, or don't bother communicating. Just being remotely professional makes you stand out way more than being an AI expert. But here's the bottom line. This only works if you actually understand resumes and what hiring managers want. If you don't have that, AI isn't going to save you. It just makes you confidently wrong, but faster. Chapter 4. The Set It and Forget It Trap. AI loves to sell us on easy money. Set up some slick system, let it run, and just watch your bank account grow while you do absolutely nothing. Sounds amazing, right? I tried out 2 automation side hustles to see if I could pull it off. Both flopped. But honestly, I learned a lot from the failure. First up, AI-generated Pinterest pins with affiliate links.
Here's the pitch. Let ChatGPT write descriptions for 50 pins, use Canvas AI for some quick images, schedule everything with Tailwind, and slap on Amazon affiliate links. Supposedly, people click, buy, and you collect commissions.
So I made a brand new Pinterest account around budget home office stuff, pumped out 30 pins, set them to post twice a day over 2 weeks. 14 days in, the numbers were laughable. 1,227 impressions, 3 clicks, 0 sales, not a penny earned. Here's why. Pinterest wants established accounts with some actual engagement. If you're a nobody posting loads of AI-generated content, the algorithm can smell it. To Pinterest, that stuff reads like spam. No real history, 0 trust. It's invisible. Next, I tried automating eBay listings. I have a pile of old electronics lying around. Phones, tablets, routers, some headphones, nothing fancy. I figured, okay, I'll let AI write my listings. Took some photos, fed them to an AI tool, got back titles and descriptions. Posted 10 items. The descriptions weren't bad. In fact, they were more detailed than what I'd normally write, but also kinda awkward. Everything wound up being described as in excellent condition for its age. Technically true, but it sounds like I'm making excuses. A week later, 2 sales, $87 before fees. But here's the thing. AI didn't really save me time. The slowest part wasn't writing descriptions, it was everything else. Taking photos, weighing packages, figuring out prices, packing, shipping, that's the grunt work, and AI can't do any of it. So, what I actually learned, automation only matters if you use it on the right thing. Most people guess wrong about where the real bottleneck is. I sure did. Chapter 5. The Unexpected Winner. Part 1. Halfway through the month, I was just about ready to give up. I tried 8 different side hustles, and every single one was a dud. Then I took a shot on something I almost skipped, because honestly it sounded boring. AI-assisted local lead generation for small businesses. Here's what I realized. Most small businesses, plumbers, roofers, cleaning services, personal trainers, they usually have awful websites. Their Google business profiles are incomplete or messy. They're bleeding customers because their online footprint is a disaster. But these owners are busy. Running the business eats up all their time. They're not about to stop and learn how to fix a Google profile. I decided to focus. Picked Google Business Profile Optimization. I used AI to analyze the profiles and spit out a report of what was wrong. Incorrect hours, no photos, 0 posts, unanswered reviews. Then I picked 5 local businesses and visited them in person. No cold emails, no phone calls. I just walked in, said hi, and offered to fix their profile for $150. 3 weren't interested. 2 signed up. The first was a coffee shop. Their profile said they closed at 3 p.m. It was really 5 p.m. They'd been losing 2 hours of foot traffic every day for years. I fixed it in 10 minutes. Updated their hours, snapped a few new photos with my phone, and replied to old reviews. The owner handed me $150. He looked relieved. I almost felt guilty because it was so simple.
The second was a house painter. Their profile had no photos showing their work, no posts, and 3 glaring negative reviews just sitting there. I spent 2 hours, wrote replies to all 3 reviews, uploaded before and after shots from their Facebook page, and wrote up a post about their summer discount.
They paid me $150 too. So in total, $300 for about 3 hours of work. That's $100 an hour. Why did this work when everything else flopped? Simple. Most AI side hustles put you up against the entire internet. You're fighting for Amazon rankings, Pinterest views, or Upwork jobs, up against thousands of people you'll never meet. But with local lead generation, your only quote-unquote competition is a bunch of business owners who just don't have the time or energy to care about their Google profile. That's the whole barrier.
And AI doesn't replace you. It just makes you way more efficient.
Chapter 6. The Real Winner. The 10th experiment turned out to be the winner. By far, the most profitable. And honestly, the only one I actually want to stick with. I'm talking about using AI to help small creators repurpose their content. Let's be real. There are thousands of podcasters, YouTubers, and writers out there. They make these deep dive videos or podcast episodes, but most of them don't have the time or energy to chop their stuff up into short clips, social posts, newsletters, or blog posts. That takes a whole different skill set. With AI, though, it doesn't just get easier, it gets way faster. So here's what happened. I found a YouTuber working in the history niche. Not huge, but 15,000 subscribers is nothing to scoff at. Every 2 weeks, he puts out a chunky 45-minute video. He told me his least favorite part is promoting. No time for highlight reels, no patience for Twitter threads, and definitely not making YouTube shorts. All that feels like a chore to him. I jumped in and offered to handle it for $200 per video. The first video ate up 5 hours of my time. By the second, I'd cut it down to 3. By the third, just 2. 3 videos in, the creator wanted to make things official. $600 a month for 4 videos.
Total earnings from this experiment in a month? $800!
Here's why it worked. First, these creators aren't random hobbyists. The guy I worked with is already making money. Creators at that level are ready to invest and help. They just haven't found someone reliable. Second, it's clear why this is valuable. If I save a creator 5 hours a week, that's 5 hours they can spend making better stuff. The return on investment is impossible to miss. And finally, this kind of surprised me. The creator community is tight-knit. That first YouTuber introduced me to 2 more creators right away. Now I'm chatting with a podcaster and a Substack writer about doing the same thing for them.
Chapter 7. What separates the winners from the losers?
After a month and 10 experiments, here's what really stuck with me. First, don't waste your time on anything built around AI-generated content sold to random people. Coloring books, AI art, generic blog posts, those markets are packed. Anyone can jump in, so the only way to win is blasting your marketing everywhere. And honestly, you're not some marketing giant. Next, if you want to actually make money, look into AI-assisted services for people who already have customers. Resume writing works because job seekers are desperate. Lead generation clicks because business owners are losing out by the minute. Content repurposing is solid since creators are short on time. There's a clear pattern here. Every win I had meant helping someone tackle a sharp, real problem, not trying to sell a bland, generic product into the void. Here's another big one. Your judgment beats the AI's output every single time. In every experiment that worked, AI handled maybe 30 to 40% of the grind. The rest? That was all me, making key decisions, catching errors, fixing the tone, building relationships, and just consistently showing up. People who think AI wipes out skill are missing the point.
AI can handle typing, research, rough drafts, all the basics, but it can't replace someone who knows what good really means.
And the tough truth? Most folks won't make money from AI side hustles. The opportunities are out there, sure, but most people dream about passive income. They don't want the awkward part of talking to strangers, pitching services, or actually paying attention to someone's needs.
Every experiment that worked had one thing in common. I had to talk to another human. That's where most people get stuck. It's not the tool, it's not the niche. It's getting past the weirdness of walking up to someone and offering real help.
Here's where I ended up. After 30 days and about $300 spent on software, I made $1,060 from the side hustles that actually worked. It's not exactly a fortune, definitely not enough to quit your job. Still, I see it as solid proof that the idea works.
But honestly, the bigger win was figuring out what I'm done with. No more coloring books, no more Pinterest affiliate nonsense, and I'm definitely not wasting energy fighting with the whole internet for scraps.
Here's what I'm doubling down on. I want to help small businesses and creators who are drowning in demand and running out of hours in the day. That's a real problem I can help solve.
If you want to try this too, here's my 2 cents. Pick one service, really narrow it down. Pick one type of customer. Then, talk to 5 people this week, face-to-face if you can, or at least on the phone. Don't just send a DM or email. Ask them what's driving them nuts. What's eating up their time? What would they actually pay someone to handle?
And then, here's the fun part, use AI to do that job better and faster than you ever could alone.
It's not some flashy YouTube clickbait answer, but it's real.
If this video saved you from wasting your time on AI coloring books, hit subscribe. I put out videos like this every couple weeks. Real experiments, actual numbers, no hype.
And if you've tried an AI side hustle that totally worked, or crashed and burned, tell me in the comment. I honestly want to know what's out there.
Thanks for watching. I'm Jordan. See you in the next one.